The Minnesota Vikings fan base, which includes myself and all of you guys watching along, hopefully, are waiting on one situation to get done. That is this man to sign a massive contract extension with our Minnesota Vikings that'll lock him here for the next 4, 5, 10 years, hopefully. That'd be fantastic. Give him a Patrick Mahomes contract. I mean, come on. We can't let this guy go. But in real talk, Justin Jefferson is set for a massive contract extension, whether that's 3 years, 5 years, it doesn't really matter. The one thing that does matter to not only myself, but I hope many of you, is that he remains a Minnesota Viking for the foreseeable future. And that all starts with getting a contract extension done. And what is the numbers going to look like on that contract? Well, per Adam Schefter of ESPN on SportsCenter, basically said, hey, he's about to become the highest non-paid quarterback in the National Football League. Now, whether that's going to happen here relatively soon, which I think we all hope, or in a week or like a couple, or at least a month or so, it doesn't really matter. But just know Justin Jefferson is going to be paid handsomely, if you will. So let's get right into it. What are we looking at for the numbers of this deal? Justin Jefferson getting an extension. Before we do so, make sure to subscribe to the channel. So, Justin Jefferson is entering the final season of his contract, but the Minnesota Vikings are reportedly preparing to offer him a record-setting contract. Here's what ESPN's Adam Schefter said on Wednesday's SportsCenter. When this deal gets done, and I think it will eventually get done, it is expected to make Justin Jefferson the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. So it will be a landmark type of a deal. And I think some of the other wide receivers are waiting to see where the Justin Jefferson deal comes in before they do a deal, because they know the size and scope of this deal that the two sides have been working on throughout the course of the offseason. And I do believe we also were working with Justin Jefferson on this contract last offseason as well. We just didn't come to a number, which I've seen some reports where they're like, oh, the Vikings not getting an extension done last offseason is kind of hurting them right now. Money-wise, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, the dude is the cornerstone of this offense, but we could have got an extension done cheaper if we would have done it last offseason. Now, was that going to happen? If it were a Minnesota Vikings organization, they wanted to get that done, right? But if you're Justin Jefferson, you were like, nah, let's get one more year, and then let's hit that contract negotiation table and really see what I'm worth, basically. It's kind of how it went down, if you will. So the San Francisco 49ers, okay, made pass rusher Nick Bosa the highest paid defensive player in NFL history ahead of the 2023 campaign with a 5-year, $170 million extension. That's a lot of money. Now, Schefter's report suggests that Jefferson will make more than $34 million per year that Bosa makes on his deal, which would also put him well ahead of his fellow receivers. According to Spot Track, whatever you want to call it, A.J. Brown of the Philadelphia Eagles makes the most per year among all wide receivers at $32 million. That Jefferson would be in line for such a deal comes as no surprise. After all, he's just 24 years old and already has a resume that includes an Offensive Player of the Year, All-Pro First Team nod, and 3 Pro Bowl selections through 4 seasons. That's pretty darn good, if you ask me. He led the NFL in catches with 128, receiving yards with 1,809, and receiving yards per game at 106.4 in 2022. That was his last full healthy season, okay? Injuries are the only thing that have slowed him down to this point. He was limited to 10 games last season, 10 of the 18, or 17, 10 of the 18 weeks, okay? There will be plenty of players and teams paying attention to this deal, though, as there are a number of star receivers who are entering the final year of their current contracts. CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Ayuk, Stephon Diggs, T. Higgins are among those who would become free agents next offseason. What's more, Jamar Chase and Jalen Waddle could hit the market after the 2025 campaign and are eligible for an extension. So you have to think about all these other star receivers that are, looking for contract extensions, right? Especially the Brandon Ayuk deal. That one's going to get done. I think if you're Minnesota, it'd be probably wise to get that done after, or to get Jefferson's deal done after Brandon Ayuk, okay? Because You want to see what Brandon Ayuk's going to get, what they value him at, and then you're going to be like, okay, well, they value him at, say, $24 million a year. I'm not sure. I don't know. Okay, I'm just throwing a number out there. Well, Jefferson is way better. Okay, a much more fluent route runner, and puts the team on his back. I mean, Brandon Ayuk does it from time to time, but every single game, Justin Jefferson does that. So you have to look at that number and be like, okay, well, you're definitely going to get more than 24. I'm just throwing that number out there, right? You're going to get upwards of 30. And if it is the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL, you look at that Joey Bosa or Nick Bosa deal, $170 million, okay? 34. That's more than $34 million a year that Justin Jefferson would get. And that's kind of basically where I thought the Justin Jefferson deal would get kind of go towards, would be that 30 mil to $40 million range. And now after hearing this, 34 to $40 million a year would be probably spot on, to be completely honest. Jefferson's going to get his money. He's going to get a massive payday. It's just a matter of when is this going to get done. I think all of us as Vikings fans are eagerly awaiting this deal to get done because we don't want to lose him like we lost this guy in a trade to the Raiders, and it sucked, okay? Once you have a cornerstone piece of either offense or defense, as an organization, if it helps you out, or if if you're okay, how do I want to put this? Like, if you're an organization that has one of those players, you do everything in your power to make sure he remains on the team. Plain and simple. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no talking around it. No, he is the best player on this organization. You need to sign him. You let him walk, boy. Not only is this team probably going to suffer from it, which not probably, it will suffer from it, but the fan base is going to be very, very pissed off. I'm sure there's going to be coaches that are going to be pissed off. There's going to be teammates that are pissed off because they're going to look at that and be like, oh, you don't care about superstars being on this team. All right, see you later. I'm going to free agency, or I want to be traded. Those types of things start popping up. And, you can say players are spoiled and stuff like that because Justin Jefferson missed OTAs, voluntary OTAs, by the way. But that's not the case. Okay. And I even had one person comment saying like, if you miss one day of work and you just skip out, right? You're going to get fired, or you're going to get talked to. But with these NFL athletes, it's just a slap on the, or not even a slap on the, it's like, oh, it is what it is, blah, blah, blah. It's two different types of jobs. Look, these organizations are paying these guys what they are worth because of their production on the field. When you go get a job anywhere else, right? You get a set rate. And this is what the crew members make, $14, $15 an hour. If you want to become a manager, this is what they make. Yes, we'll give you, raises periodically. It's a whole different type of job than the NFL. Okay, it's mind-boggling that people think that way. But it is what it is. Justin Jefferson's going to get a massive payday. He's going to remain a Minnesota Viking, whether people like it or not. Okay, it's just a matter of when. So you guys, let me know your thoughts on this contract. Upwards of $34 million. How would you feel about that? Drop that in the comment section down below. Drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It'd be much, much appreciated. Have a great rest of the night, folks, and Skol Vikes.